Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Joke Rogers. Coming up on the program today, Civilian Joint Task Force foils terrorist attacks in Maiduguri, Borno State. The Nigerian police continues its community relations efforts to improve security across states of the country. And the Bayelsa State government moves to check the growing deficit in its housing sector. Let's begin in northeast Nigeria. Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, was saved today from what could have been another tragic attack by suicide bombers. Soldiers of the Civilian Joint Task Force said they noticed the suspicious movements of 3 young girls and intercepted as one of them detonated her explosives, killing herself. Her other 2 accomplices were shot dead while trying to escape. The Borno State Commissioner of Police, Damian Chukwu, explained that the incident happened at about 5 a.m. near a village in Jere local government area. Meanwhile, the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit have sanitized the scene and rendered the area safe. Meanwhile, the Nigerian police force is reinforcing its partnership with the state governments across the Federation to ensure safety of lives and property of Nigerians. Top hierarchy of the force have been visiting some states to seek closer collaboration with the government and the people. Some of the promises made include stamping out kidnapping, herdsmen attacks and misuse of firearms by police officers. You can call it a familiarization tour as the top brass of the Nigerian police embark on a visit to different states of the Federation. In the southeast, Governor of Enugu State affirms the resolve of his administration to continue its partnership with the police, while the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of research and planning in the southeast appeals for more synergy.
The police needs the government, the people, for them to perform. Because today, the mantra in the 21st century is community policing and intelligence-led policing. And all these principles of policing are based on mutual trust. Where policing is done democratically, people must participate and decide how they are going to be policed.
It's certainly in our interest that this happy state of affairs is sustained and that crime and criminality are reduced to the barest minimum in Enugu State. We therefore wholeheartedly welcome the current measures embarked by the Nigerian police to achieve this objective, and we reassure you of our usual support and cooperation towards that end.
In Anambra State, he pays a visit to the governor, Mr. Willie Obiano, where he appeals to the administration to sustain the tempo of its collaborative efforts.
The Anambra police is our friend, and they've helped us immensely in the fight against the criminals, and that's why, in conjunction with the other arms of the forces here, Army, Navy, SSS, NDLEA, Civil Defense, Anambra is the safest state in Nigeria today, so we're very proud of the job they are doing here.
The Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the South-South Zone meets with the Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State. The focus is improving on the achievements in the area of security.
We believe on 6 points, that I can call quit. The first thing is that we shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. Secondly, we shall ensure that the rule of law prevails in all our actions and activities.
We are hopeful that will continue to reduce the crime rate.
In Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, the DIG in charge of the Southwest, Folusho Adebanjo, says the war against kidnapping is yielding results, as most cases across the country are quickly resolved. He also adds that the police is taking weapons handling amongst officers seriously, as any abuse will be met with stiff penalties. The police force appreciates these governors and their efforts to ensure law and order in their states, especially the importance of effective policing, a partnership, it says, must be sustained. There's more on security. In Nasarawa State, the police command has signed a new partnership with some stakeholders aimed at ridding the state of criminals. In an interview with Channels Television in Lafia, the state capital, the police commissioner Abubakar Bello says a special operation has led to the arrest of up to 40 people suspected to be terrorizing some communities. The rate of crime in Nasarawa State, especially kidnapping, armed robbery and cattle rustling, is rising in the state. The trend has become a thing of worry for the police, which informed the decision to form a special crack team comprising members of the Vigilante and Mieti Anla Association, with the aim of clamping down on hoodlums.
We have now started collaborating with the Vigilante and members of the Mieti Anla Association in order to get to the roots or to the places where these kidnappers hide on top of the mountains, that is around Udege, Maraban Udege, Mbeki, Agwada, and others there. Because we got the information, this is where the criminals stay, on top of those mountains. They periodically come down to commit crimes.
According to the police commissioner, a 2-week-long operation was launched in troubled areas, which was a success.
But we are going to be on their trail. We'll make sure that we get them. As I said, there are so many other places we are going to check on them. And I believe with this exercise that we've started, yes, we are going to have relative peace in those areas.
In spite of the success recorded, the commissioner assures residents of the state that the operation will be a continuous task until the rate of crime is reduced to the barest minimum. Some of the affected victims praise the police for the initiative.
Alhamdulillah, yadda yan sanda suka taimake mu sun sare mana hawaye, sun sare ma duk kasan nan gaba da jihar Nasarawa sare mashi hawaye. Gaskiya alhamdulillah mun gode ma polisawa, mun gode ma commissioner.
2015, they stole our car in Sileja, 87 cows. This is the third time. So those times will never recover, no single one who will recover. But we thank God in this effort with the CP of Nasarawa and the security agents, they recover most of cows.
During the operation, 40 suspects were arrested, while 500 cows, 13 motorcycles, rifles with live ammunition, and police uniforms were recovered. Well, things are certainly looking up for thousands of internally displaced persons in Agatu community of Benue State. Most of them who are back home are looking forward to continue their lives under the Benue State government's resettlement program. Already, a 10-kilometer road has been constructed in Agatu to ease the movement of their farm produce.
Peace may have returned to Agatu, but these signs of destruction and burning of people's homes would not be easily wiped away. Unofficial reports puts the death toll from the crisis at about 500. But these returnees are now trying to live a normal life. The children here are helping out with domestic chores, some of them collecting water from the only borehole in the community. Others engage in cassava processing while the women mend their fishing nets. A few yards away, however, is the presence of herdsmen whom residents are still wary of.
Fulani will come to our farm, remove our cassava, for their cattle, chop them. Our yams where we keep, Fulani go open them. You know, now that one they cause problem now. If not, so we don't have problem with Fulani. But that our farm, where did they enter? Where did they chop that thing? You know, say Agatu, our farm be our own work. If cattle they chop down like that, now wahala.
About the relief materials procured with the 30 million naira donation from Benue and Nasarawa states is being put into use with the delivery of food items, and the beneficiaries are happy about this development.
Personally, my father built 14 bedrooms, but none was left. It was burned and all. I thank the present government to assist my community entirely, not only me. Very, very well.
Channels Television visits the Obagaji market where economic activities have picked up, but traders want a better deal.
When news across Nigeria returns, we take a look at the Bayelsa State government's efforts to check the growing deficit in its housing sector. That's in a moment. Do stay with us.